Here we are recording. So welcome to class, guys. And I do want to say again, for those who are just jumping in, I've sent out that email or the Zoom link again a second time just to make sure that we're all clear. It's the Zoom link that's on the syllabus. And I do want to apologize in case there was an error from last week. Okay. Is someone else, let me see, sharing their screen?
Sure. There we go.
Yeah. Exit that, I think. And I'm going to go share. I think I should be in screen share now. And I'm going to go to Canvas. And let me ask everybody, go ahead and mute yourselves when not talking. That way it doesn't have background noise for everyone. Okay, awesome. There we go. I think everybody's in. Perfect. I'll take roll shortly. Okay, so I want to go, wrong class. Let me go over to our class here. We're not writing a scholarship essay in this class. That's my English class. So feel free to sign up for my English class. If you haven't taken English already, maybe next quarter we write a scholarship during the first couple of weeks of school to kind of help everyone apply for some extra money if you need it. So if you go to your home screen in Guidance 102, remember that some of the stuff I've got over here is all blacked out, so you won't see all of these many things on your screen. I think it's too confusing, so I locked down most of the stuff except for only the things we need. There's our syllabus, so when you log into the home screen, you should see that syllabus right at the top, okay? And now, this was our bonus quiz from last week. Now we have coming up our week 2 chapter 1 quiz. So I know that's kind of confusing. We're on week 2, but we're starting chapter 1 of your book. Okay. So it's due by Sunday night. If you're still waiting for that book to come in or whatever, just tune into class. I'm going to be going through a lot of the chapters. Mostly Wednesday, I'll be going through some of the stuff that's in the book, so you can take notes there. This is my little guy kind of trying to talk with us a little bit today. But remember, we have that quiz due, and it's due on the 17th. Something else, and I'm going to click on it. I want to show you so that we'll always have roughly 3 things due each week. We only had 2 last week because our survey was down. But this is going to be due, and it's from chapter 1. It's a self-assessment where you are assessing your mindset and how you view college and this new goal and this new experience. And so it's got some statements, and you're going to rate yourself. There's no right or wrong answers, but this is for your benefit, okay? You're going to rate yourself on what is the truest, okay? So totally false would be a 1, totally true would be a 10. So here's a statement. I control how successful I will be. Do you feel like, yes, I 100% control my success, or no, I don't control you see what I'm saying? I don't control my success at all, or somewhere in the middle, right? So you'll rate it, every statement on a scale of 1 to 10. I might grab this guy and let you guys see him on the screen while we talk here. But what you can do, so to submit it, you can download it and either hand write your answers. You know, if I wanted to put a 7 here or something, just put it right next to the statement. Or you can download it and then type the numbers that you want for each of your answers, okay? Either way that you prefer is fine. When you're ready to submit it, so you go up here, you hit download, it'll download the file. You either type in or you can print it out and then handwrite your answers. When you are ready to submit it, I'm going to go back to the home screen now. When you're ready to submit, you will then go further down. See how we've got the document itself? Then here's the folder, okay? So you download that file, you fill in your answers. Most students finish in like 20 to 30 minutes. There's quite a lot of questions, but most students will finish in 20 to 30 minutes. And then it will give you, it doesn't give it on my screen, but yours should have a button that says upload a file. It gives you the option to upload the file, okay? I'm going to grab this little guy real quick so you can see our guest speaker here today. This is Anawa Joseph, AJ. He's joining us today on the call. So if you are a parent, I am with you.
I have my little guy here too.
I hear ya. I will be so glad. I will be singing hallelujah when things get a little more normal after this COVID. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, here he is.
Y'all making me miss my grandson.
You got your grandson. Okay.
You're making me miss them, both of you.
Oh, hey, we still got the Christmas lights up because the baby loves the Christmas lights. And,
Yeah, I just took them home 3 days ago back to Las Vegas, so I miss them.
Oh my gosh. Well,
All right.
they open stuff up real soon. We got a waiting list for him on daycare because all that they're doing social distancing and they can't accept as many kids, and so we're hoping to get him into daycare anytime now. And I do have a babysitter that helps me, but it's been fun, and I know it's been fun for a lot of you guys who are parents and grandparents out there trying to take
Yes.
classes and help your kids with their school too at the same time. So yes. Let me get back over here though. First of all, before I show you one more thing, does everybody understand that? So you're going to get that self-assessment. I'll scroll down again. You'll download it, fill in your answers either by hand or on your computer. And then when you're ready to submit it, you'll upload it into the folder. So if you do the paper copy version where you print it and write in your answers, you just take a picture of that and upload that file, right? To get credit. And it's, don't overthink it. There's no right or wrong answers. It does give us a little bit of a view and it helps you more than it helps me, but it helps you. We're going to be doing a lot of surveys in this class. Kind of think about some of your mindset approaching college. Okay. The last thing, and some of you have already started on this, the last thing we have to do is go to our discussion board. So remember, every week there will be a discussion. Okay. This week, you don't have to write paragraphs. Some of you have already started. So if we do see our answers up on the screen, you guys are going to be participating in the discussion board anyway. But 10 things that you want to have or do or make or see or experience in the next 10 years. I really wish I had done this as a college student, because when you don't have goals, and those goals don't have to do with school, those goals could be anything. I saw someone put that they want a sports car. They want to get a sports car in the next 10 years. That's a great goal. It's all about you and making those decisions. But if you are kind of wandering through college without some goals in mind, it's not going to keep you motivated through those tough times. And it's not going to, it's going to help you feel a sense of direction. So I don't want to put any one student on the spot, but we've got, so finding a job I enjoy, earn a degree, travel outside the US, buy a house, meet a significant other. Take that one slow now. Take your time, be very, very picky and very selective when you're looking for that other person. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of fish in the sea. So be very choosy. Live by the ocean, sell a painting, very nice. Travel to Israel, pursue a dream job, own an Escalade, okay. Health and wellness, unity, start a business, live in my own home. I'm looking at some of the commonalities. Everybody in here looks like wants to buy a house. I see a lot of people wanting to buy a house. I'll tell you a hint, I still don't own a house. We are renting still to this day. So someday, maybe in my next 10 years, I'm 36, maybe we will get to that one. Hike the Appalachian Trail. Okay, so you guys get it. For this journal, you don't have to write paragraphs this time. Give me a list of 10 things, okay? And I want you to keep this. So even after you graduate from college in a couple of years, keep those and check them off of your list. No one ever exposed me to this until after I was out of college. But once I finished college and I had done this activity, I did make a list and I didn't get to all 10. I did it when I was 25 and I didn't make all 10 by the time I was 35, but I made like 7 of them. So it's like, you can kind of look back and think about, here's some things I wanted 10 years ago. And here's I've gotten there, right? Measuring goals. Okay. One more time, and then I'll move on. The homework that's due this week, I just showed you the discussion board, 10 things you want to do in 10 years or see or have or whatever. The self-assessment that you need to do where you're answering some survey questions, and then the weekly quiz. Okay. And so that way you can follow a pattern. Every week there's a quiz. Every week there's a discussion topic, always. It's just that sometimes we'll do some different types of surveys in the class. Are there any questions? Just speak up, shout out if there are any questions about what we have to complete this week.
What day did you say that we were going to start on the textbook again?
Wednesday. We may start today. We might go ahead. We've got a little time, so I might start going through some of it with you today. Okay. Yeah. Quick show of hands. I'm going to exit the screen share. How many of you have your book already? If few people? Good, good, good. If you don't, just get a notebook and a pen and paper handy or something so that you can take some notes, okay? And again, I will be recording these class sessions. Let me show you guys that as well, just to make sure we know where those are at. I do record the class sessions. It takes a little bit of processing time before Zoom sends me the video afterwards, and I'm in other classes, so it will never be like same day service on that. But if you go back to your home screen, I've added a new folder called class recordings. You just have to scroll down a little bit. So we have our assignments, stuff that we have to do up here, scrolling down, class recordings. So these are the last week sessions. If ever you miss, remember I've got the Friday at noon time that I did have 2 or 3 people from this class who joined in Friday at noon to get credit for that if you do miss a Monday or a Wednesday. Also, sometime Thursday-ish, maybe Friday morning at the latest, I will be uploading the recordings that I have. That way, so if, for example, if you don't have your book and, take some good notes today, but know that by Thursday or Friday, there will be a recording of this class if you need to listen one more time to the things that we went over, okay? So with that, let's go ahead. We can start the book. Do I have a thumbs up? Do you guys want to start the book today? Yeah? Okay. Everybody, I think you can handle the other stuff that I just went over. We'll probably share a little bit more of 10 things that you want to do and have a discussion about it, maybe at the end of class today or either Wednesday. I try to stay flexible on the game plan. We have objectives each week, but exactly what we cover in each class, I try to get some feedback from the students. So in my textbook here, I am going to turn to chapter 1, which is on, let me get my page number here for you. Chapter 1 is actually on page 1. It looks like this, okay? I think I've got it up against the screen. It's got a little compass right there in chapter 1, okay? And it's helping you to think about the exact things that are on that self-assessment. You saw that first statement, I control how successful I will be, and then you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. What they're comparing here are mindsets of successful versus unsuccessful students. And they base this on like studies and stuff from college students all over the nation. So successful students accept personal responsibility according to the text here. They discover self-motivation. They master self-management, so managing your time, etc. They employ interdependence. So not independence necessarily, but interdependence. Let me ask a question and just speak up if you have already read a little bit and know the answer. What is interdependence? Anybody? Nobody?
Interdependence. Just basically depending on yourself. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, independence is dependent on yourself. Interdependence, and they're going to talk about it later in the book, okay? So if you guys don't have your book yet or haven't read yet, they're going to talk about building relationships with others. So taking care of yourself, which is independence, but also networking. Yeah, networking. Very good. Thanks for taking one for the team too, Arthur. Everybody's always afraid to speak.
I barely caught the end of the question because my daughters was messing with me. So
no, that's okay. Everybody's always afraid to speak. I used to have a good Spanish professor that would say, if there are no volunteers, there will be victims. So you volunteered.
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
Right. Thanks for sharing. Okay. So interdependence, and I would mark this down, guys, because it's a definition you're going to see in this chapter as well as later in the book. Hint, hint, it might be a quiz question at some point. Employing interdependence, building mutually supportive relationships that help achieve goals and dreams. So networking, basically, meeting people, connecting with people, building relationships to where you have a team of support. And that may not always be from your family. Okay. Like my husband was raised by his grandparents because his parents weren't in the picture. So, you may not always have like parents or siblings, or, you might have to reach out to extended family. My husband lost his grandparents when he was 16. So he was on his own after that and lacked a sense of direction. So learning to, hopefully it's your parents, but if not, look for other people to network with so that when you get in a tough spot, you've got help. You've got help when you need it. You got people that you know you can count on to be on your team at times when you see yourself needing help. And that doesn't mean just using others, right? That means you help them too, right? Interdependence means you help each other, that type of thing, okay? We'll talk about it more as the chapter goes on, but mark that if you've got your book already. Interdependence is definitely a quiz question that will be coming up. Struggling students, on the other hand, see themselves as victims, have difficulty sustaining motivation, seldom identify specific actions needed to accomplish a desired outcome, and are stubbornly independent. So independent to the point of not asking for help when they need it. Okay, if you watched the video last week, it was focusing on we all have needs sometimes where we do need to ask for help, and learning that that's a strength rather than a weakness is important. Okay, let's flip the page. So I'm on page 2 now. Okay, rather than holding it up or whatever, I'm just going to kind of read through some of this with you, and I may call on a few of you to kind of read through so that it's not only me doing all the talking today. I do want to see, so your Smart Start Guide in college, getting to know the campus. If you look halfway down the page there, it says learn your campus. I want to see a show of hands. How many of you know where the college bookstore is at? So if you're blacked out on the screen, go ahead and undo that and share your hands. I want to see. Yeah, okay. You guys know where yes, but we found the bookstore. Not yet. Okay, Haley, we'll work on that. Okay, well, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We'll get a little tour going with a GoPro video or something on my forehead and make sure we know where the campus stuff is at. Okay. How many of you know where the advising office is at? I'm curious about that. How many of you physically met with an advisor? No. How many of you met with an advisor? Okay, a few people. How many of you met with an advisor through Zoom or by phone? Some people, a few people. Yeah. How many of you know where the counseling office is located? No counseling office. I'll give you guys a hint. The counseling office is actually located where the advising offices are at. And what I might do is try to get a little video going for those who are studying from home so that you can kind of see like a little walk around of campus or something like that. The student activities office. Anybody know where that's at? It's not too active right now. We can't do a whole lot. They've got Zoom and stuff like that, little meetings going on. Arthur, you do know where that's at. It's in Lair, isn't it?
Yes, in the student layer.
Yep, it's in the student union. And you know, again, there's just not a whole lot going on with the student activities office, but they're there, and hopefully in another month or so, 2 months, or maybe by next quarter when things get normal, hopefully we will have more activities available for our students. Financial aid, that's an important one. Financial aid, few people, all right. Career center. Nope, no career center. Okay, that's in Lair as well. Registrar's office. No. Okay. And library. Anybody been to the library? Okay. It's very close to Lair, right? So the library is right next door to Lair. It's kind of hard for me to give you guys a layout there, but what we might do is get a little video going, and I'm going to give you some web resources right now because this is extremely important. Let me go into another screen share here. So share my screen, and I'm going to go to, and follow me here, please. So I'm going to go to scc.spokane.edu. There we go. And if you go here, what you want to go to as far as like navigating the online college course is for our students. Okay. So we go to for our students. And if you go there, there's going to be some options. There's one item that wasn't listed here, and that's the tutoring center. It's on the next page. We'll go through it in just a second. But basically, once you go to for our students, they've got a remote resource guide that's right there. We'll look at that in a minute. So if you are learning completely remotely, you'll need to know where that's at, okay? Getting help is a good tab. I'm going to click on the getting help one first, okay? They've got all kinds of things on this page that will help you if you need IT support, if you need tutoring. I'm going to go there in just a second. If you're trying to enter the workforce and transition there. They've also got a bunch of forms like financial aid, admissions, things like that. Okay. I'm going to jump ahead to the tutoring center, which I think is one of the most important ones, because especially if you're taking math or English, and there will be an opportunity later in this course for extra credit if you utilize the tutoring center for one of your other classes. You can use it for this class if you want, but there will be around midterms, I'll offer an extra credit opportunity if anybody can show me proof that they utilized any of our tutoring resources that are on campus here. Okay, so they've got labs and locations, drop-in schedules. They've also got connecting with the tutors where you can do it all online as well. So through Zoom, I especially as an English teacher really encourage the writing tutors, etc. A lot of students utilize them for math as well. Okay, so might have to take a little 5-minute pause in a couple minutes here. But at any rate, let's go and look at, and did everybody follow me okay on that? You can go to scc.spokane.edu, and any of those other tabs you can navigate to kind of see where some of the main key resources are located. So I'm going to go to the next page here. And they kind of talk a little bit about getting organized, getting comfortable with campus, getting serious and setting goals for your courses, committing to success. But I want to go to the next page after that, which is page 6, understanding the culture of higher education. Okay. What is unique about the culture of higher education? How does understanding that culture increase your chances of success in college? Okay. So does anyone want to read? If you, I know it's hard for students. It's never fun when the teacher says, would someone like to read? If not, I'll do it. But if anybody wants to read. No volunteers today? Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. So in some ways, enrolling in college is like moving to a foreign country. That's because the culture of higher education is different from other cultures you have known, even that of high school. Okay, and it goes on to talk about, how they've studied this and that. But one of the things that this book is going to compare is how is this culture in college different than the culture of high school? And so what they're looking at is what do you need to read? What do you need to think about? And then they've got surface culture versus deep culture. So you'll see a little image there. It's an iceberg image on page 7. And so think about surface culture versus deep culture. And there's a question in the quiz that will ask you the distinction between those two. Oh. Let's see. So now, as you go on to the next page, page 8 there, what I might do, guys, is this. Hold on just a second. Let me share my screen. I might need to pause the video for just a moment, but what I do have for us that's available on Canvas, and so I'm going to go to the online site and show you guys what's on Canvas. Oh, man. Let's see. On our Canvas, we've got a video, a pre-recorded video that kind of covers a little bit of the chapter, and I might give us a 10-minute session to start looking at that. So let me find that one. So here we go. Let me show you guys this. So I've got pre-recorded videos, and this is helpful anyway. If you don't have your book yet, you can click on this. It should be accessible. Did everybody see where I went there and look through a little bit of the chapter here, especially the key terms? Okay. So I'm going to give us maybe, let's take a 10-minute session. Is everybody able to access this video further down? It's right next to the others. I'm going to pause my video for, I'm going to stay on the call, but pause for about 10 minutes. Go ahead and click on and access the chapter 1 video where I'm there talking about some of the key terms. Okay. It's 9:56. So I will unlock my screen again at about 10:05. Okay. Yep. Awesome.